Now you say you moved over to Catawba County when you were about how old?
When I was in the 3rd grade in school.
When did you first remember seeing my daddy, Sam Lofton?
I don't know. I was up in the years, and
About how old? 10, 11, 12, 13?
I don't know. First time I seen him wasn't too long before I married him.
And
We went down to the store, and he'd always give me extra candy. And Miss Trim said one time, he said, "I'm going to marry that girl."
At what store did you see him at?
I seen him at his brother's store, and he was in there working.
Which brother was that?
That was Speedo. And
Where were you living at the time?
we were living down at Murphy Jones's.
And about how old were you when you saw him that time?
I don't know, about 14, 15 or something. Anyway, it wasn't too long, maybe about 15. I got married when I was 16. So after he saw me, and I guess he decided he wanted to marry me. He thought I was good looking, or so he said. He told Miss Trim I was good looking. He was going to marry me one of these days. So.
Did he ask?
Huh?
Did he ask you?
Oh yeah.
You remember what he said?
No, I don't. I know me and him double dated with Helen and Floyd.
Did he ask your daddy?
Yeah, he did. But my dad told him, "You can marry her, but you better not be mean to her. If you are, I'll get you."
All right, now when you and Daddy first got married, where did you live when you first got married?
We lived down in Sam's mama's house. It was a two-room house. And we lived down there, and then after Billy Ray was born, well, Sam had bought some land from the Gibsons, and he sold the land off of the timber off of the land, and the timber, and anyway, he got enough out of it, I think, to pretty well pay for the land that he bought. And then we built a 4-room house down there.
No, that was over on Shiloh Church Road.
That's on the Shiloh Church Road.
And the little 2-room house that you lived in was at the corner of...
at the gold mine, down next to the gold mine is the 2-room house of Miss Lofton.
Down where the store is down there now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I think you told me one time about getting some furniture when you lived in the little 2-room house or something. That Daddy built some furniture.
We bought a bedroom suite, and Sam made the table, and we bought a second-hand stove, I think, and maybe a second-hand cabin or something. It was not like cabinets you have now. It had legs, and it was doors below, and then it was up high.
Now, when you say stove, it wasn't an electric range.
No, it was a wood stove.
Where'd you get your wood from?
I don't remember.
Do you have any idea how long you lived there?
Well, we lived there a couple of years. Anyway, we lived there until we
Moved over.
built that house out of Shiloh.
All right, now once you moved out to Shiloh and you had the 4-room house out there, did you stay home the whole time, or did you ever work?
Yeah, I worked in a hosier mill, and one year he farmed, and I tried to do the field in the daytime and work at night, and I told Sam I wasn't going to farm and work too. I was just going to do one, whichever he wanted to do, and so I ended up in the hosier mill, and I didn't farm no more that year.
Now, I think you started working in the hosier mill how old?
I wasn't but 15, but I told a lie and told him I was 16 where to go to work.
And when you lived in the 4-room house over there on Shiloh Church Road too, did you have electricity?
No, we didn't have electricity.
So you had to use what did you do for lights?
We used a lamp. We didn't have no well at first. We had to go down to the spring down so far. It seemed like I had to go down there to do my washing until Sam and somebody dug a well and put a well in out there. But I remember when we went down there, we laid the clothes up and hang the clothes around on bushes.
Do you remember how long you lived there?
No, I don't. I remember building in out at Benders Crossroad, but I don't know long while we moved from there.
The next house you moved into was the house over across from where your brother J.C. Goebel lived. Now, did J.C. live there when you bought that property, or did J.C. move in later?
No, J.C. moved in later. Pinky Setzer and her husband lived over there. She was Setzer's daughter, and they built it, and she had twins, and he left her. And after he left her, I think she went back home, and Doc bought it, and bought it, and him and his wife.
Now, when you say they bought it, what are you talking about? They bought what?
They bought the house from Pinky and them, and they lived over there.
Okay. Is that the house that J.C. and M moved into?
Yeah, that's the house J.C. and M moved into.
Okay, that's the house that J.C. and Ada moved into.
Yeah.
All right, now when Sam built that house over at Bandage Crossroads, how many rooms was it?
Let's see. About 5, I think, in a bathroom. And it had a big basement. It's a big house.
And you lived over there until about 1953, 1954, because I know that you moved here to Catawba after I was born, and I was born in 1953. So you probably lived over there until 1950, latter part of 1953 or early 1954.
We moved, you was born out there at the Bendis Crossroad, and you wasn't very old when we moved out here. I know you was an awful pretty baby. You and Billy Ray both was.
Now, Daddy had another building that was next door to the house out there. What did he use it for?
He used it for a cafe and a beer joint. But at that time, we wasn't saved. And then when we got saved, he got rid of the beer joint and all that, and he then turned it into a house, and Mathis's lived in it there.
Now, when it was a cafe and a beer joint, who made the sandwiches?
I did.
What'd you do with Billy Ray?
I don't remember. I guess we had him there in the store too.
Didn't you tell me one time he actually had some slot machines or something?
Yeah, Boots cabin had some slot machines in there, and he was kind of a long man or some kind of a big shot, and Sam decided why give him part of the money when he could just keep it all himself, and so Sam went and got him some slot machines, and he got mad and they was going to come out and raid him. But when he had them, they'd always notify him to get rid of or not have him in there when he's coming to search. And so when Sam put his in there, they come out and search. But we got a little whiff that is coming around, and we hit them, and they asked Billy Ray, my son, if they had this and that and the other, tried to pick the kids to find out what he done with the slot machines. But I don't think he got anything out of him, but it's pretty bad when you have to pick a kid.